Headed for number 8, Justin Converse. Justin Converse. Justin here. Finishing in 7th place. Will it be Brittany Shreen? I bet Brittany's here. Not yet, but she will be. Finishing in 6th place, Jesse Tate. Jesse Tate, 6th place, front-wheel drive, 4-cylinder points. Nope. In 5th place, Landon Hazel. There comes Landon. Good job, Landon. Finishing in 4th, John Lafitte. If I'm pronouncing that right, I hope. John Lafitte. Like the pirate? Tell you what, we appreciate all the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder cars. Looks like a growing class. 3rd place in points, Stephen Harris. Way to go, Stephen. Finishing 2nd. I think Stephen likes cold weather. No jacket or nothing, you know. Finishing 2nd, Sylvia Shaw. Sylvia Shaw. Good job, Sylvia. And our track champion in the front-wheel drive class for 2017, driver of car number 14, Chris Collier. Hey, that's nice. I like that sign. Looks good. We gonna do Pro Mod next? Pro Mod, good. All right. Finishing 10th place in the Pro Mods, I believe he's driving a 60 car here tonight. Brad Barnes. Brad Barnes. Good job, Brad. Finishing 9th out of Shongaloo. I know he was here last night. Jeffrey Boucher. Jeffrey, not made it to the racetrack yet. Finishing in 8th place, Mr. Eric Norris. Don't see Eric. 7th place, Robbie Hickman. There you go. Marshall being represented. Oh, phone blinked off. Here we go. I think we're up to 6th place now. Michael Shaw. Michael Shaw finishing in 6th. Good job, Michael. Finishing in the 5th spot, Mr. Mark Barnes. Good job, Mark. Benton, Louisiana in the house. Finishing 4th out of Vivian, Jason Beasley. There he is. And he's bringing his fan club with him. Third place car, been stepping it up this year. Driver car number 22, Robert Graham Jr. And I don't know if our runner-up has made it out of the deer stand yet. Out of Shreveport, finishing second in the Pro Mod point standings for 2017, Mike Washburn. Here he is. He's ready to get back in the deer stand, I guarantee you. I think he let a 4-point, if I remember right. You know, I get all my news off Facebook. I don't know about y'all. I think he let a 4-point pass him this morning. And your Pro Mod champion for 2017 here at Boothill Speedway, the 4V car, out of Vivian, Doug Vick Jr. Not in the house. Do I get his pay? All right. Must not have got the word there. Let's see. Let's go move on to the limited mods next. Finishing 10th place in the limited modifieds. He's out of Farmerville, so I'm not sure he's here. Not Mark Underwood. Finishing 9th. How about Jason Ingalls, IRP race car chassis? Nope, not on this side. Shelby Hinton finishing in the 8th place. Car number 28. Shelby. That's one of the youngins. How about Craig Oakes? Out of Marshall. Craig, you with us tonight? Finishing 6th spot, Ricky Ingalls. Mr. Ricky. Moving on up. Bossier City in the house. 5th place, Cliff Tupper. There's Mr. Ricky. I thought you weren't here, bud. Sorry. There's Cliff. All right, who we got next? Let's see. 4th place from down in Marksville, I believe. Driver of the K1, Stephen Guidry. Finishing in 3rd place. Out of Marshall, Texas, Derek Grigsby. Old number 69. In 2nd, Cody Tupper, 23-3. Good year for the Tuppers. And your track champion in the limited modified class for the 2017 season. How about it for Dylan Spear? That feels pretty good, don't it? Let's just do the modifieds. We'll save the factories for last, because I know we've got a ton of factory stock folks here. I don't have a top 10 list. We just doing the points champion, Ricky? Hey, Ricky, on the modified, we just do the champion? Your 2017 track champion out of Bossier City, driver car number 21, David Winslet. I think it's back-to-back, ain't it? That's a nice picture, by the way. That'll look good in the shop. On to the factory stocks. Car Count Kings once again this weekend. What they have, 43 last night? Finishing in the 10th spot. This guy's going to mess around and win a race real soon. Paul Lopez. Paul Lopez. Ninth place. Drives the B7 car. Freddie Blanchard. Freddie Blanchard. Them Coshada folks got the loudest cheering section every week, I think. Now I'll start a war over that. Way to go, Freddie. 8th place. Out of Sibley, Jody Prince. Finishing in 7th, another Bossier City racer, Bo Perry. There's somebody else going to be winning some races here. He's already won a couple. Let's see here. Finishing in 6th, Sean Graham out of Shreveport. Where's Sean? Brittany ain't here, and I guess Sean ain't either. 5th place, I know this guy is here. I already talked to him tonight. James Martin, driver of car number 68. Did you get our Eunice driver all squared away over there? All right. All right. Finishing 4th place, driver of car number 43, B.J. Cook. Third place in factory stock points here at Boothill Speedway in 2017. This guy had some fun last week. Driver of car number 11, Travis Bowden. Oh, there's some noise. That's everybody clapping. Got him a $1,000 payday last Saturday night. Way things worked out. Finishing in 2nd, we've heard his name before. I think he was 2nd then, too. Driver car number 23, Cody Tupper. Nice year, Cody. I'm having trouble making my picture out, Rick. Is this the same guy that wasn't here for the Pro Mod? So I guess he's not here for the factory stock. All right. Well, thanks, folks, for racing with us in 2017. We hope to see y'all back next season. Get any drivers that are receiving a point award, make your way to the front stretch now. All right, I believe we're going to get started here with the front-wheel drive 4-cylinders if you're ready. And we have a top 8 in the front-wheel drive 4-cylinders. We're going to start with car number 80, Landon Johnson. If you're in the house, please make your way to the front stretch for your award. How about number 7, car number 14? Nope, 6. Second. Do I have the wrong list? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, okay. Hang on then. I got you gave me 3 pictures of everything. I don't have a front-wheel drive class on the pictures that arrived. I got the other classes, I think. Hang with us, folks. We'll get it together here in a second. It'd be so much easier if I could walk down there and talk to him with a wireless mic. But we're kind of tied to this wire up here right now. You've been doing a lot of promoting, Ricky, because I'm way down the timeline here and I still ain't found the points. By Georgia, I think I got him. How about number 10, Ashton? Yeah, they're on the picture. Yeah. All right, we're looking for the 10th place in the point standings for the front-wheel drive 4-cylinders, Ashton Owens. Ashton Owens, if you're in the facility, make your way to the table, please. All right, let's move up to the 9th place car. Ben Smiley, are you in the house? There's Ben. Headed for number 8, Justin Converse. Justin Converse. Justin here. Finishing in 7th place. Will it be Brittany Shreen? I bet Brittany's here. Not yet. Bet she will be. Finishing in 6th place, Jesse Tate. Jesse Tate, 6th place, front-wheel drive 4-cylinder points. No. In 5th place, Landon Hazel. There comes Landon. Good job, Landon. Finishing in 4th, John Lafitte. If I'm pronouncing that right, I hope. John Lafitte. Like the pirate? Tell you what, we appreciate all the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder cars. Looks like a growing class. 3rd place in points, Stephen Harris. Way to go, Stephen. Finishing 2nd, I think Stephen likes cold weather, no jacket or nothing, you know. Finishing 2nd, Sylvia Shaw. Sylvia Shaw. Good job, Sylvia. And our track champion in the front-wheel drive class for 2017, driver of car number 14, Chris Collier. Hey, that's nice. I like that sign. Looks good. We gonna do Pro Mod next? Pro Mod, good. All right. Finishing 10th place in the Pro Mods, I believe he's driving a 60 car here tonight, Brad Barnes. Brad Barnes. Good job, Brad. Finishing 9th out of Shongaloo. I know he was here last night. Jeffrey Boucher. Jeffrey, not made it to the racetrack yet. Finishing in 8th place, Mr. Eric Norris. Don't see Eric. 7th place, Robbie Hickman. There you go. Marshall being represented. Oh, phone blinked off. Here we go. I think we're up to 6th place now. Michael Shaw. Michael Shaw finishing in 6th. Good job, Michael. Finishing in the 5th spot, Mr. Mark Barnes. Good job, Mark. Benton, Louisiana in the house. Finishing 4th out of Vivian, Jason Beasley. Here he is. And he's bringing his fan club with him. Third place car, been stepping it up this year. Driver car number 22, Robert Graham Jr. And I don't know if our runner-up has made it out of the deer stand yet. Out of Shreveport, finishing 2nd in the Pro Mod point standings for 2017, Mike Washburn. Here he is. He's ready to get back in the deer stand, I guarantee you. I think he let a 4-point, if I remember right, you know, I get all my news off Facebook. I don't know about y'all. I think he let a 4-point pass him this morning. And your Pro Mod champion for 2017 here at Boothill Speedway, the 4V car, out of Vivian, Doug Vick Jr. Not in the house. Do I get his pay? All right. Must not have got the word there. Let's see. Well, let's go move on to the limited mods next. Finishing 10th place in the limited modifieds. He's out of Farmerville, so I'm not sure he's here. Not Mark Underwood. Finishing 9th. How about Jason Ingalls, IRP race car chassis? Nope, not on this side. Shelby Hinton finishing in the 8th place. Car number 28. Shelby. That's one of the youngins. How about Craig Oakes out of Marshall? Craig, you with us tonight? Finishing 6th spot, Ricky Ingalls. Mr. Ricky. Moving on up. Bossier City in the house. 5th place, Cliff Tupper. There's Mr. Ricky. I thought you weren't here, bud. Sorry. There's Cliff. All right, who we got next? Let's see. 4th place from down in Marksville, I believe. Driver of the K1, Stephen Guidry. Finishing in 3rd place. Out of Marshall, Texas, Derek Grigsby. Old number 69. In second, Cody Tupper, 23-3. Good year for the Tuppers. And your track champion in the limited modified class for the 2017 season. How about it for Dylan Spear? That feels pretty good, don't it? Let's just do the modifieds. We'll save the factories for last, because I know we've got a ton of factory stock folks here. I don't have a top 10 list. We just doing the points champion, Ricky? Hey, Ricky, on the modified, we just do the champion? Your 2017 track champion out of Bossier City, driver car number 21, David Winslet. I think it's back-to-back, ain't it? That's a nice picture, by the way. That'll look good in the shop. On to the factory stocks. Car Count Kings once again this weekend. What they have, 43 last night? Finishing in the 10th spot. This guy's going to mess around and win a race real soon. Paul Lopez. Paul Lopez. Ninth place. Drives the B7 car. Freddie Blanchard. Freddie Blanchard. Them Kashada folks got the loudest cheering section every week, I think. Now I'll start a war over that. Way to go, Freddie. 8th place. Out of Sibley, Jody Prince. Finishing in 7th, another Bossier City racer, Bo Perry. There's somebody else going to be winning some races here. He's already won a couple. Let's see here. Finishing in 6th, Sean Graham out of Shreveport. Where's Sean? Brittany ain't here, and I guess Sean ain't either. 5th place, I know this guy is here. I already talked to him tonight. James Martin, driver of car number 68. Did you get our Eunice driver all squared away over there? All right. All right. Finishing 4th place, driver of car number 43, B.J. Cook. Third place in factory stock points here at Boothill Speedway in 2017. This guy had some fun last week. Driver of car number 11, Travis Bowden. Oh, there's some noise. That's everybody clapping. Got him a $1,000 payday last Saturday night. Way things worked out. Finishing in 2nd, we've heard his name before. I think he was 2nd then, too. Driver car number 23, Cody Tupper. Nice year, Cody. I'm having trouble making my picture out, Rick. Is this the same guy that wasn't here for the Pro Mod? So I guess he's not here for the factory stock. All right. Well, thanks, folks, for racing with us in 2017. We hope to see y'all back next season.
That's for sure. So the driver of the RKT operating Whataburger special number 18, it'll be JoJo Wilhelm in 18. He'll put his foot to the floorboard. We're back to work on a Saturday night special here for the 45th annual Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship. In the one for the first time here tonight. It'll be JoJo Wilhelm leading off the exit of 2, headed down the back straightaway. Wendell Wilkerson got out of sorts at the tail there. Guyton being pressured by the 9 of Jeff Roy off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway into turn number 1. A tough break for Wendell Wilkerson. Thought we may get our first caution there a moment ago for the 9 of Wilkerson losing the handle there as Wilhelm still leads off of turn number 4 and 18. Guyton and Ingalls are absolutely going at it here. Ingalls, your reigning Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner here a year ago, did not make it out here last night. He elected to play father because he is a great father and supported his daughter Alyssa. But I wouldn't count him out to come out of a B main to possibly work his way towards the front later on. And he also has his IRP chassis number 12 open wheel modified here as well. Ingalls, who was at the Race for Hope 74, Mark Martin's big event at the Batesville Motor Speedway at Locust Grove, Arkansas. Jason hasn't raced a whole lot of IMCA modified competition races over the last, well, probably 10 years. But, of course, him and Chase Allen have kind of formed a pretty good friendly alliance there, put on that Southern Nationals event. And old Cam Chassis knows a thing or two, and I'm sure that he and Jason have learned something. Track's interesting right now. Boy, this thing was super, super racy last night from top to bottom. The checkers are out as JoJo Wilhelm. JoJo is an 18, right? 18. Do you know what Arkansas's Aaron Green, the 19-year-old, is going to be inside of 2, and then you find the 12-year-old and the 28 of Shelby Hinton. At a Heflin, Louisiana, the JRP Products IRP chassis number 28. The Bullet Bob Kellogg from Natchitoches, Louisiana. And the Syntex Muffler Shop Hooks RPM 3GTER. Matter of fact, Bill, I was telling you last night how I got a kick out of Bob Kellogg when I interviewed him down in Manny a few weeks ago. He said, Zach, I've been doing this for so long now. He said, I got like 4 or 5 grandkids. He said, my number's no longer 3GT. It's 3GTER. I got an initial for every single grandbaby, so it's pretty cool. Bob Kellogg's is as good as they come. Served in our United States military and has paid his dues, but is definitely a man of integrity is Bob Kellogg.
Still teaching junior ROTC in high school, as a matter of fact, down in Campty, Louisiana.
Did not know that. Told you he was a pretty good dude. Or for all you folks that happen to listen to this once again on Race on Texas, right now out front it's the 16-year-old Boone Evans. Re-racked and stacked, ready to get back on the lap pedals. The 16-year-old Boone Evans out of Bullard, Texas, as he leads them off of 4. A pair of IRP chassis, 1-2. Bob Kellogg, who began his racing career here. He calls Sabine Motor Speedway his home track. It's about 25 minutes from his house, so he hasn't been here to Boothill much all season long. He wasn't even here last night. Going to have to race out of a B main, but it's great to see the Bullet Bob Kellogg. And it's not a bad thing, but I got a mouthful of Hot Pocket here at Boothill, that's for sure. These things are awesome. Yep. talking to the pro because of the pro over here, so I'm just kidding. They're side by side for the race lead off the exit 2, headed down the back straightaway. We're back underway, punching the time clock, going back to work down the front straightaway. About to have to get on the roof because I cannot see. It's a bad glare. Here comes Genoa, Arkansas's Aaron Green. It's going to come down to him to the 3 GT of the Bullet, Bob Kellogg. Bob Kellogg trying to fend off the youngster who just moved over from the factory stock division after having a stellar opening to the 2017 season, having 8 factory stock wins for the young man at 87 of Aaron Green. Aaron Green had never even raced here at Boot Hill until he checked in to do battle for $7,000 in the factory stock. And off of 4, down the front straightaway we go, into turn number 1. It's still Boone Evans taking the checkered flag, and this one's done. It'll be a wrap. The top number 2. Did he already throw? Let's say, did he throw the green? Griffin going to take over the top spot as he slides off into 1. Tiffany Welch in the number 6, riding in 2nd. Stephen Harris in 3rd. Landon Hazel in the 17, back in the 4th spot. Ashton Owens, the 18-year-old out of Redwater, Texas, in 5th. Farmerville, Louisiana's Logan Griffin still out front, leading the way out of Farmerville, Louisiana. Ashton Owens going to dispose of 1 and tell Landon Hazel to sit down and take a seat. That young lady's been very impressive in her short racing career, as she continues to try to march her way closer to the front. They're side by side for a second. These two know each other very, very well. Tiffany Welch, who promoted the speed plant back in 2013 when the Stuckies had it, is about to get company. Or are the pair of ladies, are the ladies about to blow Stephen Harris's doors off? We're about to find out. Logan Griffin got a little hot, wide, and handsome there off the exit of 2 as they head down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. And heat race number 1 for the 4 cylinders. Here comes Ashton Owens way up top where Grandpa keeps some good bourbon. Ashton Owens trying to go higher than Willie Nelson on a cross-country tour here. As we continue on, it'll be the white flag this time by. And look at these ladies go. Ashton Owens has taken that spot away from Harris, and now she's got her sights set on Tiffany Welch, and she may have it. She's going to smash the throttle and break it maybe down the back straightaway. Ashton Owens finding some bad luck there. Tough. That was really close for Logan Griffin. Wow. The winner going to go to Logan Griffin. That was Dieta, your 2017 track champion. The car number 14, that'll be Chris Collier in 14. Yeah, Caitlin Nelson's in the 36. I got to get used to that. John Lafitte's in the 29. Tyler Moore, a newcomer, now his only 5th career start in the red 3. Luke Wheat and the Hadaway Towing, Architect Spade Interclinic number 32. And Dalton Vines in the 13, and that was close. It wasn't just close, they made contact. A little bit of a haymaker thrown out there in 1 and 2, nothing intentional. Bill Teague said it last night that it was a lot of fun getting back to Victor Lane here at Boot Hill, but as they're 2 by 2 into turn number 3, I'm telling you, this class will grow on you. This class will definitely grow on you. They get racier and racier every week. And they head down the front straightaway back into turn number 1. Bill Teague rolling that rolling that Prelude. Off of 2. T gonna fit it back to the outside of the 14. You got the Ford Focus and the Prelude going at it door to door into turn number 3. The Honda gonna get the ups on him. Honda Ford going at it. What more do you want? Bill Teague with a little bit of a slight bobble there to the center off the exit of corner number 2. One little mistake like that again, and Collier may put that Ford Focus out front. He looks like Colin McRae. Off of turn number 4, 88 still leads, looking like he's digging like Dill. He's digging like Dill. He's got 88 on it. John Lafitte will go around down the back straightaway to 3rd. It's going to be one more quarter-mile trip around the racetrack to settle the score for Bill Teague and the 14 to Collier. Bill Teague now has a little bit of advantage between himself and the 14 to Collier as they head down the back straightaway for the final time into turn number 3 here for the 45th running of the Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship heat race number 2 of the night. Off of 4, he's perfect on the weekend from Ivan. It goes to Bill Cornbread Teague. Chris Collier takes 2nd. John Lafitte 3rd at 29. So Tyler Moore will grab 5th in the red number 3. Luke Wheat will grab 4th in the 36th performance. Hennigan chassis number 22 from Marshall, Texas. It's Ronald Rollo Pilkington. Outside of row number 3, it's Ryan Burke out of Keithville, Louisiana. Driving the classic body auto repair 34 JR. Cowboy Richard Blanchard in the 4th row. Austin Smooth Waters. Gary Lipscomb in 99. The top 4 go to the A main tonight. Going at it right now in this one. Mighty Mike still leads off of 4. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Here comes Rollo. Rollo Pilkington trying to the inside for the race lead. Rollo down the back straightaway. Looked like he went to work on that bad boy. Doesn't typically find himself in a B. The former top qualifier at the inaugural King of the Hill event. Accumulated the most passing points in that 10,000 spectacular 2 years ago. Here comes Vic. Booby squeezing the throttle as they're 3 wide behind him with Blanchard in the 45, the 29, and the 5 of Lopez. Pilkington has the race lead now in the Hennigan chassis. Rick Siss performance number 22. Lopez showing a lot of smoke. T-Ray Burkett just nearly got into the 38 of Mighty Mike Wells there for 2nd. Ryan Burke's up to 4th. And Doug Vick Jr. in 5th. We got one around. And the caution's out. Driving the Junior Daughtery 34 Junior this weekend. And he wants no more to put that car in victory lane for the Daughtery family. Oh, and a jump by Lopez. They're going to go 3 wide there for the final transfer spot on the restart. Mike died there for a second, but how about that? Doug Vick Jr. splits the gap on the outmost part of the racetrack. He gets 2 for the price of 1. Thank you very much for the Walmart special, Vic says. Look at this. They're still 3 wide off the exit of 2 as they head down the back straightaway. Josh Martin's around again to the bottom of 1 and 2. Here comes Princeton, Louisiana's Paul Lopez again. The top 4 go to the main event. Switch my batteries. Thank you, done. Rollo still leads with the battles for the 4th and final transfer spot. They are absolutely going at it. T-Ray Burkett was in 2nd at one point. He went from the in-house to the outhouse here quick. Rollo's got a sizable, comfortable advantage here. It's only halfway to go, though. They got about 50. If we get
right, coming around. 5 laps to go this time by. Rollo Pilkington leading Doug Vick Jr. Mike Wells battle for transfers back there with Ryan Burke and T-Ray Burkett, the 34, and a 333 who just slid up the racetrack right on cue. Looks like we're going to stay green. That'll put Austin Waters into the 5th spot. But the top 4 transfers to the guy that's got that 4th spot right now is Ryan Burke in the 34. Burke now trying to get Mike Wells pushed back to that bubbles position. So he's a little more comfort there if he can get to 3rd. Wells and Burke. Wells on the outside. Burke digging on the inside. They're going to come off turn 2 side by side. And here comes Scoot Waters not far behind. White flag in the air. The battle for 3rd still raging. Can Waters make a move?
He's trying.
One more time. And Burke will get 3rd, but Wells will transfer, so it worked out for both of them.
RC chassis number B7. Blanchard. Logan Hughes, a new entry this weekend. Cody Tupper, wasn't here last night. He won this event in 2015. He's all the way going to start at the tail. Lights are out. The top 4 once again go to the 8. Here we go. And a good start by D-Rock Derek Daniel. Oh, Cody Tupper at the tail there. Logan Hughes kind of got crossed up as well. We stay clean and green right now off of 4. The driver who typically sports the D28, Derek Daniel, driving the C1 car, Candace Solutions entry for Chris Shaw this weekend. Of course, Frank Canizero is already locked into the show. He's inside the top 8. Billy Joe Bruchin continues to hold on to 2nd. As they head back off into turn number 1, they're at work. Hard and heavy at work. Billy Joe slipped up, opens up the door for Big Bad Bowden. Down the back straightaway, Travis Bowden, who won the race to be a champion last Friday night at Arclitech Speedway for the 13th annual Cajun Classic. As they head down the front straightaway, they're door to door. It's 1 out front on as long as the caution flag waves. Top 4 to the A.
12 laps left to go in this one, Zach. Factory stock B main number 2. And Scott, Derek Daniel in the C1 car, your race leader. James Martin running in 2nd, Billy Joe Brutchin 3rd, and they are side by side for that 4th and final transfer spot. Bowden now inching out to a 4th place, now trying to take 3rd away from Brutchin.
And synchronized spinners down there in the turns 1 and 2. Shaw C1 car driven by D-Rock, and they try to go 3 wide there for a second momentarily. The top 4 right now, Billy Joe Bruchin in the 30 in the 4th and final transfer spot. Daryl Edwards has got to get up on it and put that horse to work and put the whip to it in that in the D1. Edwards right outside looking in to transfer to the main event. They're side by side for 3rd down the back straightaway. This could open up the door for the 1D of Edwards. He would love to see these guys continue to race hard here door to door. It's Big Bad Travis Bowden, potential raceouttext.com breakout driver of the year candidate, as he gets the advantage as he hands it off there in the 1 and 2 at the 11. WCH Power putting him down the back straightaway in the 3, built by Jamie Wells underneath the hood. The 30 of Bruchin. And a great, giving up the ghost. Daryl Edwards just gave up the ghost. There he appeared to. That car's still rolling. They say they roll the best right before they glow. So you might as well get the good out of it there, Daryl. And we've got one around maybe the fluid Maybe fluid from the 1D car. Not sure. Nobody else has seemed to have an issue. Look out. That was close off the exit of 2. Lap traffic up ahead of D-Rock Derek Daniel now. Oh, nearly for transfer. Tupper around again. They didn't switch over to run the asphalt pull-offs until 3 years ago. So right now, it's the 07 track champ at Arclatex. D-Rock Derek Daniel from Blanchard driving the Shaw Motorsports C1 car. Leading the way off of 4. We're back their way. D-Rock leads them in the 1 and 2. They're 3 wide nearly for transfer. Here comes who? The fast Kunas and big bad Travis Bowden. I told Travis they better not come barking up big bad Bowden Street, because right now he's barking up the C1 Shaw car driven by D-Rock, and they are 3 wide for transfer. How about Uncle Freddie Blanchard? Freddie Blanchard trying to throw his hat in the ring here, and Billy Joe Bruchin may not like that a whole lot. I don't know. Down the back straight, they got a battle for the race lead side by side into turn number 3, door-to-door for the race lead. So, perhaps for the win, but these guys all behind them just want to get into the show. And right now, the Gotcha chassis number 30 living up to his moniker. He's got the 23 at bay, and they're still side by side for the race lead down the back straightaway. Travis Bowden putting that WCH power to the test, and that H&R Motorsports bootlegger chassis built by James Griffin, and there'll be 2 laps to go to settle the score. 2 more trips around the Boothill Speedway here in Greenwood, Louisiana tonight for the 45th running of the Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship, to find out if any of these guys right here are going to go to the A-Main tonight. And Bruchin just got disposed of by the 23 at Tupper for the final transfer spot. White flag, they're still side by side. And how about Derek Daniel? D-Rock found some power on the outside of the racetrack there and re-inherited the race lead. Oh, and Travis Bowden slips up a little bit, nearly opened the door for the 60 out of James Martin to go by. He slammed the door shut. Final time off of turn number 4. Your winner going to go to D-Rock Derek Daniel at C1. Bowden will take 2nd. James Martin 3rd. And wow, that was a great race for transfer, folks. Like you just mentioned, Bill, he came. He didn't have to come from the back twice, but well, he did do it twice. He came all the way from the tail. TJ Evans came all the way from the tail back up towards the front and got a 5th place finish. So we turn them loose. This could be a regular dirt track Saturday night main event. As star-studded of an affair this is, with some of the best shoes you can find. Ooh, down the back straightaway, David Roy. Get a little cattywampus. They're 3 wide there at the midpoint of the back straightaway. The racetrack is looking really good, just like it did last night. Knew when the sun set, it'd get better and better. Hasn't even quite set just yet. As drifted up off the exit 2, open the door for Rasco. Rasco can't do anything with the Armadillo Nationals champion, TJ Evans, and we got a melee down here at the bottom of 1 and 2, but
scattering over
the
here.
green flag is still out. No harm, no foul. We stay clean and green. Rasco trying to find a lane on the outside of the 215 of the Kilgore Texan Evans. The Nightmare Michael Knight in the 96 looking to turn around his bad luck season. Last night had a good run going at one point, and it talked about, we'll get to that in a minute as the caution waves. I mean, this could be a regular dirt track Saturday night feature. We got some good shoes in here, and they're about to
many
settle
places.
it. Hey, isn't that 11? I tried to look through. I couldn't. They're 3 wide for transfer there momentarily, and all of a sudden, he just raced the last one. I was thinking maybe that was David Dowler. All before down the front straightaway we go. I mean, the battle for the 4th and final transfer spot is heated all the way up. Oh, and Parker's going to use 8 tires instead of 4 there. And the Nightmare Michael Knighton trying to get out of his bad dreams over the last couple of weeks of his racing career. The former open wheel modified ace once beat Morgan Bagley at the Arclatex Speedway for the Spring Nationals in Vivian. And look at how Dean Rasco just diamonded off the corner. I think Dean's found something. Maybe Dean Rasco knows this racetrack better than any other competitor. He is obviously a former Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner. As Dean Rasco and his son-in-law, obviously Ricky Burke Jr., promotes this racetrack, and here comes Dino. Dean has found the quick lane around the hub of the Boothill Speedway. Been cutting his teeth around this place for many, many years, many a dirt track Saturday nights. As his father looks on from the grandstands. Bill, I talked to Dean last year after the season as they go side by side with the lead. He told his daddy, he said, Daddy, I think I'm about ready to hang it up. And he said, oh, no, hell no, you're not. Is what he said. He exactly, verbatim, you will not. He said, we're going to get together and build another car. And that's why Dean Rasco drives like he does. He wants to get out here and put on a show, make sure these Rascos are still a force to be reckoned with as he's been his entire career, and make his dad proud who sits up here at the top of the grandstands.
It was fun watching those two, watching him chase his son-in-law up through the Cajun Classic A-main last week.
You know the kick, Mr. Tommy and Whitney got out of that. You know that's her former Whitney Burke, but Whitney, right? But she's Whitney Burke now, formerly Rasco. And yeah, my nerves would probably be shot.
Look at Scott Young trying to make a bid for this fourth and final transfer spot, all over the back of the 7-Up car.
And is this not a major rebound for David Roy after his bad Cajun Classic weekend last week at Arklatex, Bill? Did not have the performance he was looking for. Meanwhile, the race for the lead continues on. TJ Evans is turning back the challenge each and every time from the Colt 45.
Tell you what, that battle for transfer is heating up. We just got 5 laps to go. Keep your eyes on the 7-Up, the 18, and the 9.
Will lap traffic become a factor in this one?
Young's going to slip around the outside of Roy if he's not careful.
These lap cars are 2 different lanes wide in front of your leaders right now. They're still door-to-door, neck and neck, down the back straightaway for the race lead. Dino says, I know I'm in the race. But knows how to play conservative.
I'd rather start 11th than 14th, right?
Yeah. Hey, and that lap traffic did just play a factor as they go 3 wide through them. They make contact with the 27 of Gailey there. And Rasco is going to take over the top spot here at Boothill. The 1995 Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner. Looking for a career win number 79 here tonight.
And here comes Young again to the outside of Roy. 2 laps to go this time by. And it's going to be a battle for that final transfer spot. And lap traffic gets in the way of the 18.
Michael Knighton.
But he's still on the outside fender.
Scott Young had a good week last week. Was in the top 30 after the 2 heats in Vivian. And
White flag.
He's going to give David Roy a shot in the shorts. He says, I'll make 7-Up mine.
Gotta go.
Scott Young and that Team 91 Motorsports Oswald's Rollos Lubin Auto number 18 with the Brian Craighead designs making that car look sporty all year long. Won a trophy dash here this year. But he'll drift it to the outside of the Boothill Speedway. Smash the loud pedal. David Roy feels the pressure. Off of 4 is not going to be enough. David Roy will hold him off for the final transfer spot. 7-Up will go to the main event tonight. The Nightmare. The lights are out. Chris Hennigan punches the time clock. We sit on the work off of 4. That Kevin McCoy in the 36. Angles. Chase Hatton out of DeBerry, Texas is going to dispose of 2 as Ingalls and Hennigan go door to door. 3 of the Boothill Speedway heavyweights are going to go 3 wide for the race lead here in the 1 and 2. David Winslet around the hub, the 16 and Hennigan in the middle. On the outside is Ingalls. I've always said it that Justin Ingalls and Jason Ingalls just seem to be some of the best that's ever been able to run this racetrack on the outside. Whenever there's a little bit of cush up there to grab, they can somehow grab it and catapult their way and pick up gains. A little bit of smoke coming out from underneath Hennigan's 16 that time. But one thing we know about Chris Hennigan, just like he does in Vivian, Louisiana at Arklatex, is oftentimes when it seems to be the fast laners to the outside, Chris can make his car work so well around the bottom of the racetrack, and right now it's seeming to do that. So Hennigan leads down the back straightaway in the career search. Panel Trust, CNC Oilfield Services, number 16, Sputz Power underneath, or Rick Sis Performance Power underneath the hood, rather. I believe Jason Ingalls just switched engine manufacturers, but it may have just been for his limited modified program. Have yet to catch up with Jason fully on that. But ASI now providing the power for his limited modified program is David Winslet, who sports power out of Red Lick, Texas by the RPM Performance Team. looking to dispose of the 12 of Ingalls. Jason Ingalls back to third now on 12, but still living on that outside line. David Winslet, who has emerged and thrown his hat into the ring as one of the best open wheel modified drivers in the Mid-South. Winslet went up to Boothill Speedway, the Diamond Dirt tracks of Wheatland, Missouri, and several other racetracks in Missouri with USMTS and won heat races, and he's always performed well. Matter of fact, these three guys are the only three drivers that made all three USMTS Winter National main events at Arklatex earlier this year. As the checkers are out, Winnigan, Chris Hennigan takes your open wheel modified heat race win, followed by David Winslet in second, the two-time track champ. Racing Jason Ingalls will grab third, and a good the Bedford Bullet, Taylor Ratliff, and the Gasiski Racing Products Chassis Dirty Deeds Motorsports number 48. Oh, that's the Catman, John Mitchell in the 5. John Catman Mitchell and the Healthcare Express WW Timber number 5. And look at John Mitchell, 8, the outside of the Boothill Speedway. Good grief. John Mitchell won his very first race here at Boot. Oh, and John just lost it, and that's tough. Woo! John was hoping to catch some of that cush. The car did not catch it, and the dig and the bite that he was looking for. Wow, we may have just wiped out the entire field. That's a wreck at Daytona here. Most entertainment I had all night because I spun out about 6 times, but out of the 20 or so laps, or 18 laps, it wasn't too bad. I was backing it in. Travis Mobley on the point. We're back underway. Mitchell's going to go back high side hustling. The Catman letting it eat up top, baby. Oh, John. Woo. Man, he's flirting with disaster tonight. As you can see, John Mitchell's 5 car just not working out to expectation right now. Stick a fork in the heat race, he is done. But we'll see him later on in the main event. John Mitchell done. So the driver of the Daltes Hardware, THR1 Body Fabrication, TRE Chassis, AT out of Nash, Texas. Dustin Tater Hyde out front, setting a toward pace. Likes the low side of the racetrack. Makes his hay over at Timberline, where he's won more events than any other racetrack around. Every time Tater loads up and comes over from the Texarkana area to race here in Greenwood, he is always stellar. And right now, he is equally as impressive as he is each and every other time he comes. Dustin Tater Hyde once set quick time at the Belleville High Banks in a USMTS race in Belleville, Kansas, back in 08. So it's Mosley still second. The 48 of Taylor Ratliff and the Dirty Deeds Motorsports Kasiski Racing Products number 48 down the back straightaway. Winding on down, it'll be 2 to go, shown from your flagman Keith Parker. Final time down the back straightaway in the 3 and 4 for the final time. The driver of the Daltes Hardware, Billy Ray Enterprises. 8T, it's Dustin Tater Hyde and his THR1 Body and Fabrication TRE Chassis. Travis Mosley. Race fans, the stars and cars of the 45th Annual Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship here at Boothill. All the drivers that went to work last night with 2 passing point heats and have made and found their position. And let's just, like I said, the K1, Stephen Guidry, he's going to look the whole serve from the front row. Stephen Guidry and the Paul Davis Restoration Express chassis number K1 going to be on the pole. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get up on your feet and give these guys a big old school Boothill send-off when they come off of 4. If you can't do it this time, you got to do it next time. So next time by, I want everybody on your feet, give these drivers a good send-off, a Boothill send-off like we've done for many years. We get away from it at times, but for the Louisiana State Championship, you got to bring it back. Do y'all hear me down here, turn 4? Y'all hear me in turn 1? Once again, race fans, when these drivers come off of 4, hopefully the light doesn't go out. I want everybody up on your feet. If you can rise, give these drivers a big send-off for an outstanding 2017 season. With Ricky Burke Jr. at the helm as the promoter, what a year it's been here in Greenwood. The 45th annual Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship Limited Modifieds. $2,000 hangs into the balance. It'll be Stephen Guidry starting on the pole. With Texarkana Emergency Center IRP chassis number 35 at a Red Lake, Texas of Aaron Royal on the outside. Inside of row number 2 will be the Spears Oil and Gas Consulting IRP chassis 22 Magnum of Dylan Spear out of Marshall, who's fired bullets all year long. No blanks for him. Outside, it'll be the IRP chassis number 81 of Uncle Ricky Ingles, the 1996 Super Champ. Inside of row number 3, it's Cliff Tupper Jr. The Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby, the Farmerville Freight Train. 30 laps, $2,000. We are underway from Boothill in your first main event of, once again, the 45th annual Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship. Talk about this race not necessarily being about the top prize of the money. It is about bragging right, the prestige, to say that, hey, I was crowned a Louisiana State champion. No matter what, there's always been an LSDTC here in Greenwood. 45th one coming at you in their 2x2, by 1x2. And it's going to be a good one tonight. You can feel it coming in the air tonight like Phil, baby. Down the back straightaway, side by side with the racing Aaron Roy, who won his first ever race at Boothill just 2.5 months ago at Boothill, is going to catch some side bite and take over the race lead in 35 reasons to the front. The former Southern or Super Stock driver, and a long time now limited modified driver, who won 8 straight track championship at his home track at 67 Texarkana Speedway. But travels all around the Arklaw, Texas to compete. Has won his share of Timber Los Angeles since Billington went open that track in Corley, Texas. He has really found a liking to this Boothill Speedway. As Dylan Spear has emerged and come to second now. Here comes Dylan Spear firing bullets. He's got the 6 shooters out, ready to meet Yosemite Sam. Spear trying something on the inside, off the exit, down the back straightaway. Trying to go side by side, can't quite get there, the caution's out. Classic results when Doug Ingles got 7th in the Cajun Classic 6 years ago. Yeah, you just never know.
Speaking of state championship winners,
Aaron Roy never won one. He's on the loud pedal. Aaron Roy makes his father, Alan Roy, very proud. As they're 3 wide down the back straightaway mid-pack, the 91 of James Griffin, Tidwell, and Tupper. And they're side by side for the race lead. Here comes Dylan Spear out of Marshall. Dylan Spear firing bullets, no blanks all year long. I said it at one point last night that if Dylan Spear could win the track championship and the Louisiana State Championship all on the same weekend, what more of the icing on the cake could you ask for?
They better get on their bicycles, because here comes Brandon Ball.
And my goodness, what an outstanding track Tim Higgins has prepared once again here in Greenwood, Louisiana tonight. And Dylan Spear going to nose ahead Bill by about a half a car length, but Aaron Roy trying to live up to his moniker. Rapid Roy on the loud pedal, and here comes Grigsby.
Here's your lead change right here off 4.
Spears got it.
And entering the top 5, Derek Grigsby, car number 69.
Yep, 69 reasons coming to the front. The JCD Auto Sales, raceontexas.com. Marshall Luminato, number 69, is rolling. He won last Saturday night in Vivian, Louisiana. Said that he'd have liked to have been racing for that 5,000 win for the Cajun, but he was satisfied anyway to leave there with a victory.
He's got two really tough guys to pass side by side right in front of him, though. He's got to get around Brandon Ball and Ricky Ingles to get toward the front.
Got to change these batteries out for a second there, Bill.
Brandon Ball now, your new third place car, the B17 on the move.
B-Ball trying to snap a 3-year winless drought here at Boot Hill. He's not won here since 2014 when he won 4 here that season. As one around, we got a caution. We will get caution for Shelby Hinton.
Boy, Derek Grigsby, hey, just whip out your phone calculator. You'll see.
Man,
Dylan Spear, bring him around for the restart. Aaron Roy, Brandon Ball, row 2. Ricky Ingles, Derek Grigsby in the 3rd row.
And don't count out
Long way to
69.
go.
I'm telling you, Derek Grigsby's going to be a factor in this race. And look at the restart Grigsby got. You just got to know, there's something about Derek Grigsby that when he gets here to Boot Hill, remember several years ago at Arklatex, he won the main event and he disposed of 35 of Roy, and he's going to go high slide hustling. Grigsby's very, very good at running to the outside. Him and Ball have had some great races over the years. But I tell you right now, this is his backyard, and that's what he's called it. This is my stomping grounds, and he likes to perform well here, obviously. The son of Wes Grigsby. Uncle Kenny Grigsby's won many races here. Brad Grigsby, uncle as well. The Grigsby name rings strong and true in the history books here in Greenwood. And Derek has put his name into the history books as being one of the greatest here.
Boy, some
in the
intense battles in this top 5. Grigsby just now getting around the outside. Brandon Ball right back at him. Guidry and Roy side by side. Stephen Guidry on a roll. Takes over fourth.
I'm a little shocked by Stephen Guidry's early race fade. I mean, I can't. Oh, goes Aaron Roy.
Jason Eagles around goes the 35 Aaron Roy. We are still green. Now we're yellow. Yellow.
Rick Hotel there had a great run. Won his main event here back on July the 1st. Brandon Ball's most recent best finish here was a second to Stephen Guidry back on July the 15th. Where lights out, back green. Here we go. Dylan Spear out of Marshall, Texas, and a good restart for the Marshall missile. Grigsby going to sling it off into 1 and 2 on a very well prepared Boothill Speedway. And they're 4 wide off the exit of corner number 2 down the back straightaway. 4 wide at Boot Hill. How about that? Grigsby going to tiptoe the outside of the racetrack from 7th to 2nd, and Dylan Spears about to feel some pressure. So the driver that call the Marshall missile in 69, and the driver who's been firing bullets all year, who's going to fire the most here in the late going? It'll be 11 laps to go this time by. And here comes Grigsby. Spear feels the pressure now. Spear gets off the exit of corner number 2 very well, but Grigsby, the way he's able to roll that number 69 into turn number 3, right now may be the separation. Watch this run. He gets down the front straight away. Grigsby rockets down the front boulevard to that raceontexas.com JCD Dallas Hills. 69 Reasons entry. And Spear, he is up to the challenge. Dylan Spear with that PTS power underneath the hood. This is a pair of power to spare power plants built by John McLemore out of Minden, Louisiana, both riding underneath the hood of a pair of IRP chassis built by Jason Ingalls himself out of his shop out of Longview, Texas. IRP 1, 2, 3, an express back and forth, and an IRP in 5th. 4 IRPs in your top 5 right now. So Dylan Spear right now, Bill, is showing that he has got what it takes to hold off the winningest limited modified driver at Boothill Speedway over the last 8 years. Grigsby looked like he had something really good on the entry to 3 and off of 4. That's when he make up ground, Bill. But Spear was so much better off of 2, and now it's evened out. Spear's good.
Dylan opened up a good car length or 2 that lap. Ricky Ingalls trying to get that 4 spot back away from Guidry as he peeks around the outside of the K1. Seemed like those two have been racing with each other the entire way here.
There were 7 different winners in the first 9 limited modified events this season. Joe Wilhelm's in 18 tonight. Of course, Keith Tidwell fields that car, and the caution's out. That's exactly what Grigsby and the freight train from Farmerville Brandon. That bottom is working very well for Spear.
Right now, that bottom is working good, yeah.
No doubt about it. Dylan Spear out of Marshall, Texas. It's a pair
Derek trying to get a jump here, but it didn't work.
It's a pair of Martians. And the driver formerly from Farmerville, Louisiana, Brandon.
Or did it? Maybe it did work.
Here comes Grigsby, Bill. Oh, my. 69 Reasons trying to find some dig now.
Guidry on the move. See, he's using that low lane to try to get the inside of Brandon Ball.
Grigsby's just
boy,
hoping.
That's dangerous. 5 to go. 5 laps remain.
5 of the best laps that you could find by all these limited modified competitors. And Grigsby, the way he just diamond off the exit of corner number 2, that's the way he'll win this race right here. He'll pull the rabbit out of his hat. If he can diamond off the exit of corner number 2 the way he just did that time and get a run off of 4, he will be to the door of the 22 in no time. And look at the run the Marshall missile gets in the turns 1 and 2. Watch him diamond this, Will. Didn't quite, but he's still got a hell of a run there off the exit of 2. Excuse my language there. down the back straightaway into turn number 3. But Spear just equally as impressive, holding off and keeping the 69 at bay. Not only could this be the biggest win of Dylan Spear's career, but could you think of any other driver that he'd want to dethrone right here at his home racetrack to add a little bit of meaning to this win? Say, I beat the best of the best, and it's 2 laps to go for the deuce of Dylan Spear. But the Marshall missile's not done firing yet.
Wilhelm getting into the wall.
Oh boy, the white flag coming out this time by.
Talk about being on pins and needles. The driver 22 is Dylan Spear.
Final quarter-mile trip around the racetrack.
1 lap away from the biggest win of Dylan's career.
No doubt about it. He won his first race in Vivian, Louisiana just a couple of weeks ago over the 7-time Cajun Classic winner Justin Whitehead. The final time through turns 3 and 4. He'll win the 2017 Track Championship here at Greenwood at Boothill this year. And he's your Louisiana State Dirt Track Champion, 45th annual winner. How about Dylan Spear from Marshall, Texas? The 22 Magnum had nothing but ammo. He gets here, I'm headed down to get a word for him. With him, he deserves it. And a flawless performance tonight. I mentioned all weekend long, it's not necessarily Dylan Spear burning the house down. Folks, he's going to be fired up. Y'all got to get fired up with him. I'm telling you. Justin Whitehead burned his down last week, but this guy here he comes out of Marshall, Texas, Dylan Spear. Firing bullets all year long in 22 mag. Weiss of Victor Lane, Cowboy Blanchard down here to congratulate him, as well as Ricky Burke. Wow. First, let me shake your hand, man, on an outstanding race. Let me just say congratulations real quick, and we'll get into the rest.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Wow. I tell you what, does it add any significance? I'm not sure you knew who was nipping at your heels. You have a few cautions there in the late going. But I'm going to get on this side of the car for Race on Texas cameras here. I tell you, this car has been so good. You won in Vivian a few weeks ago. You knew you had a piece. You held off Whitehead over there. And we talked just a few nights ago, and I said, man, it'd be pretty cool if you could cap off the points title. But to close it out and win the Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship 45th annual event, is that tops right there what, Dylan Spear?
I wasn't expecting this at all. You know, especially starting behind Guidry. That guy's been on a rail this year. I figured I was going to be looking at his tailpiece the whole race. We got lucky.
That's what Chris Hennigan always tells me. I say that a lot. I don't think you got lucky on this one. You had a few cautions there late, and Grigsby tried to find something. He mustered up. He tried to get there, just couldn't quite find enough to get to you. Did you ever hear him? Were you ever really, really worried?
Oh, yeah. You've always got to be worried when you know Derek's behind you, and I could hear him. I don't know if he was running the top, but he had it wound up. And anytime, you know, Derek's a great driver. You can't take that away from him. And to come out here and beat people like him and, you know, and Aaron Roy, Guidry, all of them, it means a lot.
When you busted into this sport 4 years ago in a factory stock, didn't take you long to win your very first race, and then you got into this limited, and you told me, I remember a few years ago, you said, it might be a little bit of an uphill battle, but it doesn't seem like it takes Dylan Spear long to adapt. Did you expect the learning curve? I won't call it easy, but you expect this type of success. You're a heck of a driver, Dylan, but, I mean, for you to come in here and make a name for in this sport as quick as you have, man, like I said, it's impressive.
Man, I tell you, this class is tough, you know, because of the competitors, you know. I don't even know what to say right now.
When you got into this, though, you wanted to be one of the guys that was the one to beat, and right now you may be just the one to beat.
Oh yeah, I do. Definitely right here at my home track.
What does winning this race mean to you?
Everything. This is what we work for.
It is. I said no money really puts on top how much this. I mean, a $2,000 check's nice too, but hey, how about that $2,000 check? But just to win this race and have that trophy on the mantle is something else special, isn't it?
I'll take bragging rights over the money any day.
Man, real quick, we'll wrap this up and give you an opportunity to thank each and every person and all the folks that you can remember anyway while you're in this moment that you want to thank.
First of all, my wife and my daughter. I couldn't do this without them. Buck Russell for putting me in such nice equipment. Rollo's Lubin Auto, Carthage Fire and Safety, Jason Ingalls. It doesn't get any better than IRP in my opinion. I got to thank Blanchard Holland. My dad was Spears Oil and Gas Consultant. Eric Scott was Superior, and Jeff's Complete Pool Services.
It's going to be a fun night headed back to Marshall if you make it there, unless you party in the pits all night. Congratulations to you, my friend.
Yeah, we might be. Thank you.
Give it up for him, folks. The first ever Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship for the Marshall Texan Dylan Spear in 22 mag. Wins the track championship and the 45th annual Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship.
Yeah.
Thank you. Got your basket right there, brother. Landon Hazel on the 17, Tyler Moore, Dalton Vines, and Casey Nelson. That ain't too bad for the whole 4-cylinder race. I'll warn you folks, if you've never been to Boothill, you haven't seen these cars race, they get wild. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway. It can get hot and heavy quick, fast, in a hurry. Bill Teague's going to lead, maybe off of 4, but the young man to his inside. Four-cylinder main event's back underway. I tell you what, this racetrack is something else. I mean, the limited modified race delivered for sure. There were several lanes right now. Bill Teague just slipped up and gave up the lead for the first time on the weekend. Bill Teague has not given up the race lead all weekend long, all the way up until this point. He's led every race and every lap he's been a part of for the 45th running of the Louisiana State Championship. And Chris Collier, the 2017 track champion, can Chris Collier can he do what Dylan Spear just accomplished?
Could have another track champion also win the state championship.
David Winslet would like to do that as well. And don't count out Doug Vick Jr.
Doug Vick Jr. could do it twice.
I wouldn't count that out at all. Could it be? Here comes Bill Teague. He better eat his cornbread now because
this track really is good for these front-wheel drive cars because all the lanes are equal. They can run anywhere they want to, and it's just as fast as any other lane that's there. So
this class is really starting to grow. You know, the more these drivers get out here and learn these cars, get more competitive, and you get more drivers out there, and we grow this class, it's going to be more and more fun in the future.
Here come Checkers.
At a time, Bill, you remember the mini stocks?
No, I'm sorry, White. Here comes White. No, Checkers.
Oh, Checkers. Your winner going to go to John Lafitte in the 29.
He was given the white flag the last second.
For just a few minutes, man. How about that? A Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship title. You know, you've been very consistent, but man, Bill Teague was so good all race long. He'd been undefeated all weekend, and hey, you just snatched that one right away from him.
Well, I seen everybody going on the top and the middle. I know my car will stick on the bottom. Didn't know if it was fast enough, but it was fast enough. I just stuck it down there and held it to the floor.
You shocked yourself to be standing here?
Yes, yeah. Little Rick, we were talking earlier today. I was like, no, I'm not going to come out. I'm going to save it for next year. It's like, come on out. You might win this thing. He was right.
And I think that shows how fun this class is, the equalizer. I mean, I think any of you guys can win when you kind of learn these things a little bit.
It's a blast. I didn't think I'd like it, but I think I'm going to stay in it now.
What got you into this sport?
Well, I used to race factory stocks and Burks and all of my friends and family, but my dad used to race back in the 70s and all. But if it wasn't for my wife and kids and my sponsors, Matco, Philip, oh goodness gracious, I can't even think of their names now. Robert Sutton.
Good run, Bo.
Good run, man. I think I was gonna get you, but I did.
That damn caution got me.
The cautions got you, Bill? Okay.
Robert and Judy Sutton, they put money into this thing, and so did Matco. They got me some tires. I really don't have very much money in an old car, but I love it.
That's what's awesome. You don't need a whole lot of money in these things to get up here to Victor Lane. How many Saturday nights do you sit up there in those bleachers as a kid?
Oh, bunch.
To be standing right here is a dream come true, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations to you, man. You earned it. You deserve it. Congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
John Lafitte, ladies and gentlemen, 29. Your Louisiana State 45th annual Louisiana State Dirt Track champion here to the front row outside. The 7-time now Cajun Classic winner looking for his 142nd win since the start of 2012. He is looking for his 5th career Louisiana State Dirt Track championship here tonight. And the Outlaw Chassis, Best Engine Powered, Thompson Motorsports number 85. It's Justin Whitehead out of Hooks, Texas. Inside of row number 2, he ran 2nd in the Cajun Classic on Whitehead's back bumper last weekend for about 20 laps before he lost the power plant. He thrashed and gashed to get that car together this week. From Bossier City, driving the Miles Motorsports PTS-powered laser chassis, number 24, it's Bo Perry. Outside of Bo Perry, it'll be the Cook and Bordy Barton Glass, number 43, J. Adam Morningstar, Louisiana, B.J. Cook. Inside of 3, it's the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby. Derek Grigsby won $7 grand here in the factory stock, driving the same exact car earlier this season for the King of the Hill 3rd annual. Outside of row number 3, it's Frank the Tank, Frank Canizero in the Canon Solutions Victor Chassis C3. Inside of the 4th row, it'll be JoJo Wilhelm, driving the Laser Chassis, Whataburger, RKT operating number 47. The 1996 Super Champion, that's Ricky Ingles in 81. Ronald Rollo Pilkington and Dean Rasco, the lights are out, 25 laps, $2,000. Here we go. And let's go at it, hot and heavy. Off a 2 down the back straightaway. Kicking up a little dust. You can feel it coming in the air tonight. Into turn number 3. David Edwards looking to get disposed of here, but he's up to the challenge. He'll try to smash the throttle off the hub and keep Whitehead on, so Whitehead leads lap 185. Whitehead gonna lead lap number 1, but Edwards all over him, stalking his tire tracks. Off a 2 down the back straightaway for the race lead. Off a 4 down the front straightaway, Justin Whitehead continues the lead. Edwards in hot pursuit as they head back off into 1 with 3 laps scored. Here comes David Edwards. Edwards trying to thread the needle there. He had to get on the boundaries just a little bit. And right now we're clean and green to this point. It'll be 4 scored this time by with 21 laps to go. Bo Perry Rice 3rd in car 24. The Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby's 4th. Edwards may find it right around the hub tonight. How about the run the last few weeks for the Cook and Brody 43J of BJ Cook? BJ Cook has really been stellar the last few weeks, both at Arklatex and here in Greenwood. JoJo Wilhelm behind the 43J. Ronald Pilkington in the 22. May need a caution or two for some of these guys to be able to throw their hat in the ring and become a player here. As they're 3 wide there off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway, 3 wide. Dean Rasco on the bottom of that battle. Frank Canizero gets disposed of and loses 2 spots there. Doug Vick Jr. right behind that battle with the 11 of Bowden as well. It's heating up about mid-pack with Dean Rasco. The C1 of Derek Daniel is done and off the pace. Tough break for D-Rock. And on the front straightaway, Justin Whitehead still leads here at Boothill. Does anybody have anything for the 7-time Cajun Classic winner who took the helmet off, promoted on Friday nights over at Billy and Kimwise Timberline Speedway? Began the season over in Ennis, Texas, the 85 Speedway. Winning the SmackDown. Donated all $2,500 to the Parker Lee Project. I was just talking about a few moments ago in the 39th annual running of this event back in 2011. His father, Jeff Whitehead, won that race after an unfortunate disqualification for the 7-up of David Roy. But the next 2 years following that, the 40th and 41st annual winner was Justin Whitehead. Came back and won this race again in the 43rd annual. And he won it again last season, looking for his 5th Louisiana State Championship. It's just unbelievable. It's remarkable what this driver has been able to accomplish at every single racetrack around. It doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter what car, and by golly, I'd be vouched to say that I don't even think it matters what chassis anymore. This dude is just an absolute assassin behind the wheel of a race car. And what more is there to say at this point? Maybe a caution tells another story. Of course, he led 42 of the first 50 laps here for $7,000 for the 3rd annual King of the Hill back in July. Whitehead leads them in the 1. Edwards comfortably in second for the 24 of Bo Perry. The Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby has gotten around the 43J of BJ Cook to go to 4th. If we get a caution, Grigsby may become a factor. Grigsby did go toe-to-toe. The only driver that beat the 36J all last weekend from Friday and Saturday night in Vivian for the Cajun Classic was that B1 car of the Marshall Missile. Grigsby driving for Joel Ball, that car out of Farmville, Louisiana again. Halfway, 50% complete, and Whitehead's led the first 50%. Will he lead the final 50 that counts? It's not very often that he has a failure, but there's been something about Boothill Speedway though that has been bad luck for Justin Aubrey. As I was getting at a few moments ago, led the first 42 of the 50 laps here of the 7,000 to win before Derek Grigsby inherited the race lead and led the final 8 most important laps that counted to take home $8,000 by sweeping the weekend. But Justin Whitehead is on another planet. He's been in another zip code. He might be in Pluto by now. And this has been Saturday after Saturday night, Friday after Friday night. If it's a Thursday night, it's Thursday after Thursday night. It has just been tough to catch 85 or 36J. We've seen him do this in Mike Parker's number 15 as well as other cars. Will we have enough time for him to process heavy lap traffic to impede his progress and make this race just a little bit interesting down to the wire? Lap traffic will become a factor, but Whitehead with the sizable advantage right now, not sure that it will impede his progress enough for David Edwards to make a charge. And how about this factory stock race, perhaps looking to go caution free? As if we weren't already proven before that we hands down have the best stock car class in the United States of America. And I said it. Down the back straightaway, Whitehead. His progress is being impeded now. David Edwards has got to go, and he's got to go now. Edwards has got to go. Whitehead's going to split to the bottom of the racetrack with Flady Blanchard in the 7-up, but David Roy to the outside back into 1 and 2. Whitehead trying to split lap traffic. He'll dispose of the B7 of Blanchard. David Roy now, the next in his crosshairs. He's got him to his door panel now. He'll sidestep him and put him in his hip pocket here off of turn number 4. It's going to be 3 laps to go. It's going to be 3 laps to go. David Edwards not able to muster up enough because at the same time lap traffic can hurt the progress for the leader. It can also hurt the driver who sits second. David Roy done, 7 up to the infield. Hooks, Texas. Hails 2 of the greatest short track racers maybe in recent memory in the Arklatex. The all-time ASCS sprint car leader is, of course, Gary Wright, who's a now sprint car Hall of Famer in Knoxville. Whitehead once told me that I could never compare him to Gary Wright with just the comparison that they hail from the same town of Hooks. The 2 to go this time by is Justin Whitehead. He's got heavy lap traffic up ahead, but too much. Oh, and Whitehead just may have broke on the final lap. No, he tried to avoid a disaster there, and nearly opened up the door for David Edwards. And there'll be one more lap this time by to settle the score. Oh my. Whitehead just had to deke and dodge, and Edwards was right there to pounce, but still too much out front for 85 for Whitehead. If Edwards had been within striking distance and been a little bit closer, we could be maybe talking about a little bit of a different story, but it will not. It'll be his 19th win of the season and his 142nd since 2012. Justin Whitehead wins again. That'll be his 5th Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship.
Man, you talk about a close call there. Less than 2.
Obviously, if you saw the Race on Texas video on Facebook, here he is. He showed up the Boothill in a car. He's driven James's cars before, but here he is in a car after he sold his last week. Good to see you, David Edwards.
Anyway, Justin's getting out of the car. I want to tell everybody, all cooked food, half price at the concession stand. All cooked food, half price at the concession stand.
This man is an absolute assassin behind the wheel. Sold his 36J this week to a driver out of Corpus Christi. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for him, the 7-time Cajun Classic winner, Justin Whitehead from Hooks, Texas. Justin, you bring out James Thompson's Outlaw car this weekend. Maybe on this side of the car for the Race on Texas cameras, please. Justin, you won the Classic last weekend, and you know that's tops right there. Of course, you come back here to Boot Hill and you pick up your 5th Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship title. Your father won this one in 2011. Y'all have won 6 of the last 7 of these deals. I mean, wow. Have you ever even driven this particular car? I know you built it probably, but I mean, what more can I say to you, Justin?
I've driven it 4 or 5 times now. I can't thank James enough for letting me drive it. He has a really fast car. I just can't thank everyone enough for showing up. It's really cold weather. It's super cold for us. As y'all can tell, I'm wearing a hoodie. I appreciate y'all coming out to support us.
Man, I just want to be the first to say, when I said that, I don't want to downplay anything you do on this racetrack, man. When I told you, you're an assassin behind the wheel, it's like somebody, just maybe, who has a modified program or a late model program will throw a driver who's won 142 times just since the start of the 2012 season. Like I said last week in Vivian, you don't boast on yourself. You never do. I'm the one that brags on you a little bit because, man, at some point, you just got to give credit when credit is due. You come out here in a car you hadn't even driven all year, to my knowledge, unless you driven it at SmackDown. I mean, did you expect it to be as hooked up as it was tonight? And I mean, to kind of run away from the competition. I mean, this factory stock competition is so tough these days.
I've been telling James all year he has a fast car, but he lets things get in his head. I can't thank him enough. Obviously, Thompson Motorsports, DRS Racing Shocks, A&T Delivery, my wife, Chris, for just keeping this thing worked on. Kayla Addison, just everybody that helps me on this thing is awesome.
Do you have another limited into the works? I was kind of disappointed that you weren't going to be hearing that, but what's the deal there? Can we keep you in one? What do we have to do there?
Right now, I'm not sure what's happening for 2018, so I just want to get into tech and get out of here.
What's the rest for 2017?
We will be at Nashville next weekend.
Was this win 19 on the year for you, promoting Timberline 2 on Friday nights?
Something like that.
Been pretty good for you, man. Hey, congratulations to you, Justin. I know this race probably means a lot. You've been good everywhere you go. Boothill's got to be pretty special for you and your family as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. Give it up for him once again, ladies and gentlemen. 142 wins since the start of 2012. 7-time Cajun Classic winner, now a 5-time Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner. I know a lot of you folks, some old timers up there, grew up and watched some. I could name plenty of names and say that you saw these guys win a lot of races, and you may look back in 10, 15, 20 years and say, what that Justin Whitehead kid was doing back there in the 2000s was pretty dang impressive. Number 3, just won a 1,500 to win late model race here last month. It's the Catman, John Mitchell, and the Healthcare Express, WW Timber, Kaiser Manufacturing, Integra Jackson Springs, WW Timber, number 5. The lights are out. 25 laps for $1,000. Here we go. Win again. Chris Hennigan leads them off the floor. Down the back straight, they go door to door there for the second spot. Austin, oh, nearly.
Modified feature to go. Chris Hennigan brings him around for the second attempt here at the start. And then our Pro Mod feature. That's all that's left in the 2017 season. And we're racing. Hennigan already with a 2-car length lead. David Winslet trying to get around. And we got a spinner in the back. And yellow, yellow, yellow.
Next year either.
Nope. All right. Take 3. Modifieds. Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship, and here we go.
Now, as we kick this one off for the third time here, Bill, didn't think about this, but Chris Hennigan obviously didn't win this race till 2012, and that was the year that Tater Hyde won his. I'll say it all. Like, I hit about 6 of them banana peels the other night too. Lights are out. Win again, Chris Hennigan going to smash the lap pedal from the point. Tater High going to look the tuck and toe. He knows how important it is to get down to that hub. You could see on that restart how important it's been, as Tater High noticed on the couple of first starts. He needs to get down there and protect that lane from the 21 of David Winslet to snooker him, and he keeps him at bay. But Mosley trying to find something just a lane a little bit higher. Track seems to be just a little locked down on the bottom, and hey, if that happens to be the case here this late in the going, Whitehead just happened to be, once again, the cream of the crop of the factory stock race and checked out. Meanwhile, off mic here, after the factory stock race, I think Bill Kitchen, we were just kind of talking a little bit about Justin Whitehead's dominance, and while I look up, I look at the dominance of 16. But you can't underestimate what Chris Hennigan's been able to do, especially since hopping in Jason Ingles' IRP chassis. You leave the hot commodity, the Mars race car, which won 3 straight USMTS National Championship prior to Jason Hughes' big run, but what Rodney Sanders was able to do in that car, Jimmy and Chris Mars built a great piece, but for him to basically go to a guy out of his home state, right out of East Texas, is very cool. 2 of the most popular names in Arklatex area racing, the Ingles and Hennigans. See them 2 together is pretty cool. Chris Hennigan is just laying down an old school country woodshed tail whipping on him right now.
Yeah, almost a half a lap lead now for the 16.
Over Tater. I mean, Tater High is no slouch at
David
Boothill.
and Jason Ingles, none of them are a slouch, right? Even Catman at 5th. It's a pretty solid top 5.
Hennigan's always so good around the hub and Vivian, but tonight, obviously the place to be is around the hub. And he went up top that last time by and got around a lap car or 2. And it's interesting though, from second on back though, you look at the battle there. That's David Winslet around. I was just about to speak of him. Days when there was no water out there, and they see mirages and they think it's water every time they get there, but they just see Chris Hennigan just going further, further, and further away. So that makes it, for what it's worth, it works in my concussed mind, I think. Well, at least to this point tonight, we haven't had any wild flips or anything. Thank God. Of course, our thoughts and prayers goes out to our good friend Tim Gilchrist with ABC Auto Parts. Oh my goodness. That was almost a lot uglier than it was. Caution flag's gonna wave again. Hennigan still your... Win again, Chris Hennigan. On the loud pedal, we are back underway. Jason Ingles just threaded the needle in there, 3 wide for 3rd there. Wow. Jason Ingles threaded the needle and forced the gap there to the inside of the 8 of Dustin Tater Hyde. Your top 3 drivers, or top 4, and even the top 5 have all won here at this track at least one time at some sort or another in their career. And here's an interesting note for you. All the drivers in the top 5 right now have won at this racetrack in a different style of car. To my knowledge, other than Dustin Tater Hyde. He's won all of his here in an open wheel modified. His 3 career wins here. But Chris has won here in mods, factories, and in a limited modified. David Winslet's won here in mini stocks, hobby stocks, as well as being the 2-time reigning track champion. He's been flawless in his mod as of late. Jason Ingles won here in the late model, limited, factory, you name it. John Mitchell won his first ever late model race here on March 17th of 2001. Mentioned that several times. And he's won here in a mod. And that'll be the final time down the back straightaway. This race always been important to the Hennigan family. And he'll roll off a 4. Your 45th annual Louisiana State Dirt Track Champion going to go to win again, Chris Hennigan from Marshall, Texas. Hennigan gets it done. 16 out of Marshall. Again, puts on a clinic here in Greenwood, Louisiana tonight over David Winslet. Jason Ingles comes all the way up to 3rd. Tater Hyde with a solid run, and John Catman Mitchell rounds out the top 5.
Ooh, they've got time.
See? Look, how many they got left? They had 21.
Put the timer on it, Pro Mods. Do 40 minutes.
No, 37. That's what we did on the other one. They went flat to flat.
I'm headed down to victory lane right now to get a word with Chris. Yeah, talked about Justin Whitehead a minute ago. Hey, this guy right here is on the same level. Justin said that this guy right here is his hero a couple weeks ago. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Win again, Chris Hennigan, back in Victor Lane here at Boot Hill. You know you're a pretty bad man when your nickname is Win Again. And it just so happens, man, you got the coolest last name, and it's Hennigan. Win Again, Hennigan. You know, we've talked about this story. I think I've seen it on Facebook. Before we go any further, who gave you that nickname? Was it Dustin Randall?
I think Dustin Randall and Garrett Durrett.
Did it give you pressure as a youngster when you were coming out here, when they started giving you that nickname that, man, you got to come out here and win again?
Yeah.
How about this IRP race car tonight, man? This thing was absolutely glued around the hub of the track. Factory stocks, they were all over it. Man, I tell you what, though, having to hit your restarts like that every time during the late going, you ever get nervous, Chris?
Not really. I knew it kind of took a little rubber a little higher up, and I just didn't want to give up the bottom, so I just stayed down there.
Tater always runs you clean, but he runs you hard. Is that in the back of your mind? Maybe Tater's trying to get in here. You know more than anybody else, he likes to beat you for some reason, Chris. I mean, he likes to beat everybody, but if he can beat Chris, he feels about 10 feet tall.
Yeah, Tater's probably one of the best out here, and if you give him the bottom, it's over.
Man, I told the fans, up until 2012, you had never won this particular race. You wanted to win it very badly, and obviously you won it in 2012. I think we talked about this last time you won it, is in memory of your grandfather, Ace Hennigan. To now say that you've won this race 4 times is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's exciting. One night we didn't show up for qualifying and won it from the back, so it's pretty fun.
That was in the yellow car, wasn't it?
No, I think it was in the white GRT.
Yeah, the one that Clampett has now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure it is. Well, Chris, I'm going to give you an opportunity. We'll get the good out of it. We got one more race. I'm going to give you an opportunity to thank all the folks that help you out, man.
Panel Trust, CNC Oil Field, Rilo's Lubinato, IRP Race Cars, Spears Oil and Gas, Joel's Auto Sales, Career Search. I know I'm missing some. J&J. I always miss him, but he helps out more than anybody can. He's over there working on the car a while ago. John and my wife and kids.
I might be getting yelled at. It's still a little early. I just want to ask you one more thing. What are your plans in the future? Modifieds around this area. What do you think needs to be done to get modified counts back? And what is it? What do you think about this deal as a whole, Chris? I know you're a modified racer.
We'll just travel and race. I know there's a lot of people talking about getting them, and we have fun running the Tom stuff when we do, and we might just have to travel a little more.
You don't want to have to do that, though, do you?
No, it's fun racing around here, but racing's racing, I guess.
Congratulations to you, Chris, on getting back here again and living up to your nickname. You win again.
Thanks.
Win again, Chris Hennigan out of Marshall, Texas. Gets it done again here at Boot Hill. Hey, Boot Hill, y'all wake up a little bit. Give it up for Chris Win again, Hennigan. Josh Bockham. We sent him off in a 1 and 2 for the first time tonight in your Pro Mod A feature. Down the back straightaway. Josh Bockham going to get disposed of by the Alcaltex sheet running number 27 on Mike Washburn. Washburn holds on to the lead off before he leads lap 1 and 27. Washburn leads lap 1 and 27 tonight. Still cleaning green right now. As they head into turn number 3. Washburn has absolutely hit the setup again here at the hill. This place is undoubtedly been Washburn's favorite racetrack that he competes at, but a weekend warrior. If this place wasn't open, you could find him at the old Champion Park, or at Westford, at Bayou, or you could find him at Arclatex. Won the Greenwood Arclatex Championship in 2011 in Vivian. And around went 1 at the bottom of 3 and 4. And we will get our first caution of the race. And yep, here it comes. He become the 3rd Humphrey to win a Louisiana State Championship. Of course, Ronnie Humphrey and Gene Humphrey. So we'll see if he can get that job done. The lights are out, we're underway. Got a little hot and heavy there as they're 3 wide for 5th and the caution's back out. He said come up with a nickname for him. I said I ain't got one. I said, can you dance? He said yes. I said, all right, we're Rance to make you dance, Prince. Lights are out. We're going away. Mike Washburn on a loud pedal. We're underway. Boy, these starts are getting a little bit wild there. Oh, trying to go forward. 9128. If y'all can hear me now. 9128. Surely somebody's got to be a winner. That was Richard Petty's number, was 43. Mike Washburn trying to get a Louisiana State Championship.
It just seemed like you sit up there and watch them and you want to be out there with them, you know. It's just gets in your blood, you know.
I don't know. Look, you don't have to answer this from an unbiased opinion, and I'm just curious what you think. What do you think of Justin Whitehead's dominance?
That boy's just good.
Yeah.
He's really good. Him and Chris both. I mean, you can't deny that it don't matter what they get in, they can drive.
No doubt. He has 142 wins since 2012. That's pretty remarkable.
And if I had to choose somebody to drive one of my cars, I'd probably put him in it.
Wow. And that is spoken from the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer who was inducted in Florence, Kentucky. Doug Ingalls out of Longview, Texas. Doug up here trying to warm up a little bit. I figured I'd just catch up with him for a minute. It's always cool to know what a very well-respected racer and
feels like, and I'm sure them boys, they need to get a taste of it too.
I tell you what, a guy that may have been underestimated for a little bit of his career, Mike Washburn sure has really showed up and showed out since he beat cancer and has come back. Man, it seems like he's got a whole different game plan to his take on racing. I mean, here's a guy who's bringing his ace of spades to the track every week. I mean, it's pretty impressive what Mike Washburn's been able to do, Doug Ingalls, and here he is trying to separate himself on this restart. It's
I'm kind of impressed with how far Trent's come along.
Trent is good. Trent Humphrey is one of the few drivers that I actually saw with my own eyes beat Cade Dillard in an open wheel modified at Sabine Motor Speedway. I mean, that don't happen very often.
Was wiggling the steering wheel a little too much, but he's settled down now. I think he's doing great.
Now, when we wind down the laps here, I got out here on Thursday night and practiced my brother's old factory stock, and you know, Dylan Spear, matter of fact, was in the flag stand, and he said he got a kick out of me driving. I said, I can wheel, you know, I can drive. I said, I just like talking about it a little bit more, but I spun out like 6 times, Doug. So I will always have the utmost respect for guys like you who paved the way for so many of these guys to do what they love to do, because, man, it really just refines that perspective for me to say that, you know what, I might be able to go out here and lap some cars around myself, you know, but if I get out there and try to run 2, 3, or maybe 4 wide, I'm wrecking a lot of stuff.
Well, my dad helped a lot of young boys, and, you know, I've tried to do what I could, you know, and sometimes I can't help them over there. I help them with the racetrack over at Lone Star, and Susie does too. We just enjoy the races, you know.
And I'll let you get about it in just a second. I don't want to get too sentimental, but I want to say that Billy Robinson Sr. won the past 2 Pro Mod Louisiana State Dirt Track Championships, still getting it done at the age of 66. Billy Robinson, you know, won the last 2 of these races from 66, you know, 67 or 60 to 68 years old. And I looked down at the crowd and saw the fans holding up the one. You know, a guy like him, his legacy seems like it's going to live on forever. You know, what a great guy he was on and off the track. It's a little different, isn't it, without having him here, right?
Yes, it is different. Billy was a good friend of mine, and we've known him on and off all these years. And I even drove a car for him way back when we was all younger. And we teamed up in the back, come up there and win some things. Still leads almost as many laps as he does when he's. We as racers don't always give the track promoters enough credit, because these promoters really work hard to put on a good show. Sometimes they lose a lot of money doing it, and I know I've helped Sam out there this year. I know we've lost a lot of money over that track, and but he keeps on doing it because he loves it.
White flag here for Mike Washburn. And it looks like he may cruise to his first ever Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship. He's won an Arclotex Championship there at Ingalls. But I tell you what, this is a win. He wasn't guaranteed another day of life. And you know what? He'll be your 45th annual Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner. And then fist pumping up out of the roll cage shows it all, doesn't it? I mean, he's going to be fired up, man. And that's what this sport's all about. Pleasure talking with you, Doug Ingalls. Man, Mike Washburn doing the Alan Kowicki Polish victory lap. I did one of those Thursday night, but that's just because I spun out a bunch of times. I'm just kidding. You know what? Mike. For everybody that's left at Boothill, everybody that's left, I encourage you to hang out, because this race means a lot. The journey for this guy to get to this point is something special. Mike and I have talked about this some this year and documented the things that he has went through off the racetrack to get him back on the racetrack. And I believe that just fueled his fire to come out here and show that, you know what, Mike Washburn's for real. He just didn't win 1 race. He didn't win 2 races. He won nearly 5, or I think this is 6 on the year for the driver of the Arclotex Sheet Miller welding number 27 out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Been racing for years. And here he comes. It's Mike Washburn out of Shreveport, Louisiana, a Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner. Mikey Mike, what you got to say about it, man? 45th Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship victor. What does this, obviously, The emotions, I'm sure, can say it all. But, man, what does this mean to you to be standing right here at this race?
24 years of trying right here at this racetrack. Finally got one.
You know, I'm 28. I came down and asked Scott. I said, I don't think he's won one of these. He said, maybe in a mini stock. And I was like, I don't know, you know. And we both weren't sure. But I'll tell you what, nonetheless, what you did here tonight was very, very and look, you've hit it on kill every single week that you've came to the track. Barring a little bit of bad luck or maybe a bad draw, put you back in third or fourth. But you have been as consistent can be.
You know, Zach, we had that bad wreck 2 weeks ago over there, and we had to rebuild a lot of the car. I wish we'd had that at the first season because it drives so good, man.
What's different about you, though, Mike? Obviously, you came close. You had to look at your maker in the eye there. You know, you put your faith in the Lord to heal you from cancer. And I don't care. I always say you kick cancer's ass because I think it's pretty remarkable, man. I think you need to be commended for that, man, for your grit and your strength through all that. You know, how much do you think that plays a factor in how you approach your racing nowadays?
A lot. Yep. Live every day like it's your last.
I tell you, and you drive every lap like it's your last. You know, to stay out front like that with so many cautions, it's easy to just kind of get down. It's like, man, how do you get in your zone? How do you get in your zone like that? I don't want to get you emotional. How is it? I mean, is it hard to get in your zone like that when you have a caution plate race like that?
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking. You're hearing everything on the car. You're feeling it like, is my right rear going to make it? Cowboy, it made it.
You know what doesn't matter, though, is whenever we look back over the results, it won't show how many cautions there were. It won't show about any of that. It's going to show that the number 27 of Mike Washburn won the 45th Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship. And that's all. Come on. Yeah, hey, and that's all that matters. And, man, I'll tell you, Mike, it's been a long time coming. I want to give you an opportunity to thank all the folks that helped you get here.
First, I want to thank the good Lord above, my wife Pam, Architect Sheet Metal, Justin Foster, B.J. Cook, Scott Young, my daughter Brittany, and Connie Sidaway, McDonald's. And I want to dedicate this to Billy Robinson's family. And also, y'all say a prayer for a good friend of mine, Tim Gilreath, who is going through a lot right now. Dedicate it to him too.
I'm one of Tim's warriors too, man. He's a good dude. I'll tell you what. So I'm going to send this video to Tim and everything because I know he wanted to be here tonight, and it's a bummer that he's not, but I believe that he'll be back in full health because you know what? If anybody's an inspiration to him, it'd be you, man. So I'll tell you what. You keep at it, Mike. I'm proud of you, dude. You're a hell of a driver. Always have been, man. I'm glad you cashed in on the biggest race. This racetrack right here, though, more than any other place, this place right here is Mike Washburn.
I love it.
I know you do. You love it. Hey, man, and a lot of people love you too. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, bud. Thanks.
Absolutely. It's Mike Washburn and Victor Lane. Maybe the final race of the night.